Welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Essie Gaston-Edwards in for Junior Garcia. Here are some of the stories we have for you tonight. VIPD partners with local businesses, man injured in St. Thomas shooting, and one St. Croix man loves his elf. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Omega XL. Experience Larry King's breakthrough secret to joint pain relief, Omega XL. To order or find out more information, call 1-800-298-1647 or check us out at asseenonchanel8.com.
In tonight's top story, owners of Imperial Jewelers on St. Croix are thanking the VIPD for its swift action in capturing suspects in a recent robbery of the store. This move highlights a special partnership between police and local business owners, a collaboration that Governor John DeYoung Jr. has praised.
This morning we have an opportunity to show the partnership that exists between the police department, our police department, and also our business community in terms of making sure that we're responsive to all our needs. This was a presentation that was intended to be given at the India Association dinner a week ago, which was an event that allowed the India Association to show their philanthropic attitude towards the community overall. But today in particular, one of our business owners and retailers on Main Street wanted to show his appreciation for the work that Commissioner Croix, Chief Foy, and Deputy Chief Jones have done with their men and their women in the police department in terms of keeping our community safe. And this was a result of a robbery that took place several months ago that resulted in some very quick action.
A few words, I'll say on behalf of my store, Imperial Jewelers. We experienced a robbery, as the Commissioner and the Governor explained, and the quick police work and quick response, and very fact that the Governor and the Commissioner came personally to my store in a very short time was just a great feeling, and showing that their support, and it made us feel so good. And thereafter, the very quick, before that they apprehended the criminals very quickly, do a great job. And as a token of our appreciation, I have presented something to the VIPD for all the great work that they did. And this goes for the whole of the Indian community as well. So thank you very much.
A couple months ago, there was an incident that occurred down in Main Street. And as a result of not only quick response from the police department, but also from a joint effort from the citizens who live in the community, we had not only a successful arrest made, a number of arrests were made in reference to that incident, but we also got convictions. And again, it just goes to show when people work together, you know, the police department along with the community, a lot could be accomplished.
In other news, a St. Thomas man was injured by gunfire over the weekend after a night on the town. Here is VIPD spokeswoman Melody Rames with more on that story.
Police on St. Thomas are investigating a non-fatal gunshot injury to a 39-year-old victim that occurred on August 30th at about 10 p.m. near a bar in the Altoona area. According to the preliminary investigation, police interviewed a male gunshot victim who told police that he was exiting the Nuevo bar with two acquaintances when a man he saw standing outside of the bar began shooting at him. The victim said he ran and ducked behind a car and noticed that the suspect seemed to be looking for him. He ran again toward the one-stop gas station and asked someone to call police. Police located the injured victim lying on the sidewalk near the Davis Funeral Home. He was taken to the Schneider Regional Medical Center and treated for injuries to his left upper thigh, left upper back, upper right side, and right arm. This case is being followed up by the Investigation Bureau detectives.
In other crime news, St. Croix police are still on the hunt for the two masked gunmen that robbed the Gallows Bay branch of the Bank of St. Croix yesterday. Once more, here is Melody Rames with new details on the investigation.
Police on St. Croix are seeking at least two men who were involved in the robbery of the Bank of St. Croix in Gallows Bay Shopping Center on September 2nd. The suspects were armed and masked, however, no one was injured. The 911 emergency dispatch center received the call at 10:44 a.m. and the call was dispatched 1 minute later. Within seconds, several police units were in the area. According to the initial investigation, witnesses said a gray Chevy Equinox parked in front of the bank. Two males got out of the vehicle and went into the bank. Once inside, they displayed their handguns and demanded money. One suspect stood by the door, and the second suspect went behind the counter and ordered tellers to put money into a bag. The suspects then left the bank and got back into the same vehicle and left the area traveling east. No one was injured and no shots were fired. Police found the vehicle in a parking lot behind a nearby building minutes later. Witnesses said one suspect was over 6 foot tall. He was wearing camouflage jacket with a hood and camouflage pants. The second suspect was about 5 foot 5 inches or 6 inches tall, and he was wearing khaki pants and a black hoodie with multicolored sneakers. Both suspects carried handguns, wore masks over their faces, hoods on their heads, and appeared to have locks in their hair. Police are asking anyone with any information on this case to call detectives at 712-6031, 712-6024, or 911. Also, to make an anonymous report, you can call Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS.
Please be sure to call police if you have any information about these and any other crimes. Moving along, in order to fight the increasing rash of violence in the community, the VIPD is putting more man and woman power on the streets. The Police Academy recruit class of 2014, dubbed the Wolf Pack, recently completed 6 months of training in the VI Police Academy.
As the members of the recruit class 2014-1 enter into this hallowed hall. Your lifeline, your support will be your family. And whatever you do, wherever you go in law enforcement over your career, please maintain that lifeline. Hold it dear to your heart, because your family, your loved ones are going to be there when you come home at 7 o'clock in the morning from working, 8 o'clock in the morning when you work 11 to 7, 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you work 7 to 3, 12 midnight when you work 3 to 11. And you're going to have some awesome things that's going to happen to you, and you're going to observe during those time periods.
These young individuals before you still step forward and say, I am willing to take on a challenge to be a peace officer within the territory, knowing the dangers that lies ahead. For that, I commend each and every one of you for stepping forward and having a commitment to protecting the territory that you live. These peace officers that sat before you this morning are well trained. We prepare them well to respond to anything. They have indoor physical fitness. They have indoor academic tests and testing. And they have also been trained on the use of force. The use of force is something that most officers don't want to engage in, but there are some times that you are called and you have to act to do your job.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Luis Cruz,
Janisa Gonzalez,
Jermaine O'Hanley,
Aisha Igo,
AJ Jackson, Eric Jefferson, Marcus Jones,
Jonathan Sanderson,
Sharon P. Santiago,
Patricia Simmons, Karishma Smith.
solemnly swear that I will support, obey and defend the constitutional law of the United States, applicable to the Virgin Islands, and the laws of the Virgin Islands, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation, or purpose of evasion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the new recruits. Stay tuned for more news right after this.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Welcome back to News Channel 8. Suicide rates in Guyana have skyrocketed out of control, giving the island the designation as the suicide capital of the Caribbean. Here is Cynthia Graham with that story and more in your nightly Caribbean report.
Thank you, Essie. According to the World Health Organization, Guyana has by far the highest suicide rate in the entire Caribbean. With that, the Guyanese government says it has partnered with the Indian Arrival Committee, or the IAC, to raise awareness on the need to prevent suicides in the country. Health Minister Dr. Barry Ramsaran said the Ministry of Health has been involved in several plans aimed at curbing suicides, including the training of persons. The IAC in the past had demonstrated its willingness to lead and support suicide prevention efforts and had called for suicide to be declared a national priority. So far this year, more than 30 people have committed suicide, while several others are recovering from failed attempts. Tempers are flaring in a labor dispute that has resulted in St. Lucia firefighters going on strike. The group voted to take action yesterday in order to force authorities to address a number of outstanding grievances, and this is according to a spokesperson for the firefighters. Damien John Baptiste, who spoke on behalf of more than 60 firefighters, said the group had made the decision to withdraw their labor until further notice, adding, quote, "We will maintain this course of action until they are actively and positively engaged in action geared toward getting a solution to the problems affecting us," end of quote. Deputy Fire Chief Lambert Charles said he is unaware of the reasons for the strike and that the action has affected operations at both the Dennery and Vieux-Fort fire stations on the island. And finally tonight, last night we reported a story from the Bahamas, but included the image of a Dominican medical official. Tonight we correct that. The image you see here is of Dominica's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. David Johnson, who is overseeing the screening of African students arriving in Dominica in the wake of the deadly Ebola outbreak. He is not associated with activities that took place in the Bahamas over the weekend. This has been tonight's Caribbean Report. I'm Cynthia Graham. We'll be back here tomorrow to bring you more news and views from in and around the Caribbean. Essie, back to you.
Thank you, Cynthia. New tonight, you might not know the name Archie Corbett, but you've likely seen him coasting around St. Croix in his miniature green solar-powered ELF bicycle. The VI Energy office caught up with Mr. Corbett for this special feature report.
Archie Corbett, who works for the Department of License and Consumer Affairs on the island of St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands, has found a way to avoid buying gas, get some exercise, and also be friendly to the environment. His vehicle is called the ELF.
Made by a company, Organic Transit, in Durham, North Carolina. By all legal definition, it's a bicycle. It does comply with the U.S. Code, which says that a human-powered vehicle with a 170-pound passenger on flat level pavement with the electric assist, if that motor does not exceed 20 miles an hour, then it does qualify as a bicycle, which is precisely what the ELF was engineered to do. It does have a small electric motor to assist, but basically at the end of the day, it's a bicycle. It does have a battery to operate that motor, and it's located underneath the seat, which is the equivalent of several car batteries. And you can plug it in and charge it up, or if you'd rather, you can use the solar panel on the roof and let the sun provide the energy for you. Therefore, no gasoline consumption. And I have been driving it now for about a month and a half, and during that time, I have filled up my Jeep Wrangler once, and it still has over half a tank of gas in about a month and a half now. As the gear shift, everything just like a regular bicycle. It does, in addition, have headlights, tail lights, turn signal, brake lights, a horn. It has side view mirrors, rear view mirror, but at the end of the day, it is a bicycle. And in terms of energy consumption, I could not be more pleased. Besides, I needed the exercise anyway.
Mr. Corbett, with gas prices as high as they are, we would all do well to travel around the island on an elf. Good for you. Stay tuned for more news after this.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Finally tonight, we've got more horse racing action for you from last weekend's races on St. Croix. Here are new highlights in tonight's Sports 411 update.
Still waiting. Gate, bus, and they're running. A little slower foot for Majestic Express. Blast of Macho is leading early. Slevin running on the outside, and tucked in alongside the rail is still unbroken. As they pass the wire for the first time when it means nothing. Your leader is Blast of Macho. Running on the outside of him is Majestic Express. In alongside the rail, still unbroken, and your trailer Slevin. They ran the opening quarter in 22-2. Blast of Macho still setting your early fractions, leading by 1. Running in second is Majestic Express. Still tucked in us alongside the rail is still unbroken. And Slevin, approximately 5 off of your leaders. As they head up the back stretch, Blast of Machos find some more. 47-1, still unbroken right there, head and head on the inside. Just off of it by 1 length is Majestic Express. And your trailer still Slevin, now by 6. As they prepare to exit the back stretch, still unbroken, tangled with Blast of Macho. Now starting to move on the outside is Majestic Express. Slevin is under the whip, approximately 4.5 off of it. They ran it in 1:11-1. Blast of Macho now fades to third. Still unbroken, under the whip. At the top of the turn, Majestic Express and still unbroken. And down the stretch they come. And now your leader, Majestic Express with 1 furlong to go. Running in second, still unbroken. Third, Blast of Macho and Slevin with a 16 to go. It's a race against the clock. And Majestic Express continue the winning ways for the Izzles. Running second, still unbroken. Third, Slevin. And fourth, Blast of Macho.
Tell me, how old is this horse?
Majestic is 6 years old, out of Florida.
He's running very good. And what did you guys did to bring him into this race?
Well, when we run him for August Tuesday race, he was out for 2 months. He didn't run since May. So, you know, we train him, run him at minus 16. He get a little tired to the wire. So we just continue training him and then run him to minus 16 now again. And then you see the outcome.
And the outcome was marvelous. I mean, the jockey have to actually pull him up coming down the lane. Yeah. Where is going to be your next race?
Well, hopefully, you know, St. Thomas or Tatola. Tatola have race August 5th, so you might see Majestic there.
And no, not August, September 5th?
October 5th.
October 5th?
Yeah.
So we might see him in Tatola and not in St. Thomas?
Well, he might go St. Thomas. We're going to see how we come off, and then, you know, we're going to make our decision.
Well, I'm going to thank you guys from the BVI for coming to St. Croix and bringing 2 marvelous horses here. Yeah. I wish you all the best of luck. I hope they come up safe and sound. Yeah. And hopefully we'll see you guys in December.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. And, of course, the winner of that race was Majestic.
Your weather report is up next.
Your weather, coming up next. Your weather.
Now it's time for your weather report.
Tonight, scattered showers, mainly after 9 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 81. East-northeast wind around 17 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 40%. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible. Thursday, scattered showers with thunderstorms also possible afternoon. Mostly cloudy with a high near 83. East wind around 18 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 40%. New rainfall amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. Thursday night, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm. Mostly cloudy with a low around 83. East wind 16 to 18 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 60%. New rainfall amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch possible. This is Cheryl Francis with your Channel 8 News Weather.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at WSVI-CH8 and follow us on Twitter at WSVI-TV Channel 8. Be sure to subscribe to Channel 8 on YouTube at WSVI-TV News Channel 8. Watch us on your computer, plus use the free Dish Anywhere app to DVR or see us anywhere in the world on your smartphone or tablet. And that concludes the news broadcast we have for you this evening. From all of us here at News Channel 8, I'm Essie Gaston-Edwards. World News is up next. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
News Channel 8 is brought to you by Omega XL. Experience Larry King's breakthrough secret to joint pain relief, Omega XL. To order or find out more information, call 1-800-298-1647 or check us out at asseenonchanel8.com.